Well, hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dodgy Gamer here, not with a Breaking the Big Three episode, not with a Football Manager 2019 episode, just here with a little bit of a retrospective, shall we say, a retrospective on my journey as a YouTuber so far and how I got into doing this channel and making Football Manager videos. Now, there are people out there with much larger audiences than me who are much more experienced, qualified, if that's the right word, and are much better at this than me, who do have similar videos. But I wanted to add the perspective of a small YouTuber. As you can see, at the time of recording this, I'm on 323 subscribers. I did take advice and looked at videos when I first got started from some of the big guys with their tens of thousands of subscribers. But I do think there's a difference between what someone with 10,000 subscribers will tell you and what someone with 300 subscribers will tell you. So if you're someone who's just started out looking to grow your audience or is thinking about starting out on Football Manager, hopefully you're going to find this useful. Where it kind of started for me last year was right here. I'm not going to play the video, but with the Football Manager 2018 Creators Cut. I just picked up on this as part of the build for the release of the game. And this was this just really opened up to me a whole wide world of YouTube content on Football Manager. Prior to this, I had been active on the SI forums. I used to write on there in the careers forum. Prior to that, in the challenges, sign up and experiments forum for several years from, I think, Football Manager 2008 onwards. I was doing that. After 10 years of that, this is where I kind of first got into the idea of a YouTube save. I mean, I'd heard about YouTube saves before that, but I'd never really watched any of them. And the ones I had watched had not been that good. So actually, I didn't know about a lot of the guys who were featured in here. I think I had heard of Golden FM, of course, and Work the Space, but that was about it. But then Lelujo, Loki Doki, Dr. Benji, even Dave Azapadi, I hadn't heard of those guys before watching the Creators Cup. So the Creators Cup was a gateway to that. And then I followed up on the links, started to watch some of those guys, and yeah, I got into it very quickly indeed. Those guys, I don't watch them all the time, I have to say, but I did start out watching them and just enjoying what they were doing. And a particular shout out here to Lelujo. He has a series of videos on how to get started. Here's one of them. You can look them up on his channel, and I found these ones very useful. The kind of advice, the basic advice he gives, you should still go and watch his video, of course, to get the full Lelujo experience. But he basically says, just do it. Go with what you've got. If you've got a laptop, you've got a basic microphone, just go for it and start recording. He also has a piece of advice about you're not going to be good in your first videos. You've got to get up to 100 videos. If you aim for like 3 or 4 videos a week, and then in 4 or 5 months you're going to have built up somewhere around 100 videos, and that's when you should be looking at how good you are at it. So I started out with Truck Simulator, actually. That was a game I had at the time, and just to get used to the idea of talking to the microphone. So you can still find those videos on my channel. The idea, the thing I was aiming for there was just to play a game where not actually much is happening, but just see if I can keep talking and keep myself going. So I think that was a good bit of training for me. So thanks to Lelujo for that advice. However, I did get the feeling that, you know, these guys are great. There's a very high level to aspire to be producing content in the way that Lelujo, Loki Doki, Dr. Benji, and so on do. What I started to then find is, as I kind of got deeper into this rabbit hole of Football Manager YouTube, I started to find guys who had a smaller number of subscribers. I mean, still a large number compared to where I am. Grey Hair Gaming is one example. Now, as you can see here, he's well over 4,000 subscribers now. When I first discovered Grey Hair Gaming, I think he was on about 1,500 subscribers. It was early in the Football Manager 2018 cycle. And Grey Hair Gaming is a great guy to follow, to subscribe to. His content is superb. And also, he has a Discord channel, and you'll find he's a very, very helpful person in terms of if you're getting started and you're looking for advice. He's more than happy to speak to you about it. And I kind of get it with when you get into the bigger numbers, that those guys must have people asking them all the time, how can I get started? So the easiest thing to do is to create a video and say, here you go, come and check this video out. But at this level, I mean, Grey Hair Gaming is growing incredibly. He's had really good growth and well-deserved growth over the last few months, it has to be said. But you still have the time to interact with them. They still have the time to interact with you. So I would recommend you follow Grey Hair Gaming. Get on his Discord as well. In particular, there's a good community there, and he's a great person to learn from. Also, in a similar vein, Cultured Left Foot I discovered as well. Again, this is someone, he was probably on about 1,000 subscribers when I first came across him. He's obviously built that up since then, and I just enjoyed the way he presents his videos. That's where I got the idea. If you look at Cultured Left Foot videos and you look at mine, you'll see a similar thing, starting with a bit of a talking head, 10-second intro, and then into the video. I also got the idea for him of having the frame around the webcam. So, picked up some good tips from watching him, and enjoyed the way he goes about his saves. Love his journeyman stuff. So yeah, he's definitely a good one to watch. Another person I was watching early on was Kyanite. He was doing a save on Football Manager 2018 International Pentagon Challenge, where he's trying to win each continental championship in a journey around around the globe. Of course, this did play into what I would later do with International Manager of Mystery. That was something I'd also done on the forums before, but very interesting to see international management. Kyanite's also a great guy to follow if you want that in-depth tactical analysis. I've picked up a lot of stuff about tactics in the game from him. So these are all guys who are in the thousands of subscribers. Then I started to find guys who were on a similar level to me, in tens of subscribers maybe at the time I found them. So rampantfm is one example. You see, we're on a similar level of subscriber these days, and it's been like that through the time I've been following him. The thing I love about rampantfm's videos, rampantfm's videos, excuse me, are just how easy he makes it seem. He just gets in there, shows a game, talks away through the game. He talks a little bit about his approach, his philosophy to playing the game of Football Manager and what he's doing. And again, I just found that was a useful way to pick up tips, just watching what he's doing and thinking about how I can tie that in with what I'm doing. So rampantfm is someone you should definitely be following. I've enjoyed his first episode of his Liechtenstein save, so make sure you follow that. Also, then we get onto my main boys, Kyoto Gaming and Ted Redwood, who, what they represent for me is just how this community outside the game works. One thing I would recommend if you want to get started is to make sure that, as well as setting up your YouTube channel, you're on Twitter and you're on Discord. There are various Discord channels you can join, and just get into those communities and start talking to people. Get out there and watch other people's videos as well and start commenting on them. I mean, I've been following Kyoto Gaming's series, Shakhtar to Glory. Ted Redwood, I was following his FC series all the way through, pretty much, and just got talking to those guys. I see Ted Redwood's got over 100 subscribers now, so good job there, mate. And just getting in there, liking their videos, sharing them, commenting on them, and then they were doing the same with me, and it built up that nice community feeling. It was a bit the same with rampantfm as well. Another one I would add there is Old Lady Plays. I've enjoyed watching her videos. She brings a lot of knowledge to the game. I certainly recommend that you subscribe and start watching her videos as well. And yeah, these four people, this is all where the community aspect has really come into play very strongly. We've watched and commented on each other's videos, and that's really helped grow the channel, I feel. Generally, I'm not mentioning too many of the big names directly, but one that I did particularly enjoy throughout Football Manager 2018 was Second Yellow Card, when he made his comeback with B67. I love that idea of taking a tiny club and building them up, and I really like the way Second Yellow Card presents his videos. So if there's someone you want to watch and get some ideas from, if not direct explicit tips from, you just want to see how YouTube is done when it's done very well, I definitely recommend you get subscribed to Second Yellow Card if you're not already. Shout out to the Turkish Football Manager community here as well. Taner Işık, he's quite a big name amongst Turkish Football Manager content creators, and I have to thank him for a spike in the growth of my channel when one day he featured me in a video of Turkish Football Manager creators that you should be watching. Of course, apart from one video, I don't create my content in Turkish, but that helped drive a lot of Turkish people to my channel based on the fact that here's this foreign guy managing one of the smaller Turkish teams, so get watching him. Then again, coming back to the community aspect, two creators that I met through finding them on Twitter and then following their content, watching their content, commenting on their content, Heisenblog Gaming and Red Event Games. These are two guys who really put a lot of effort into their videos, not just Football Manager, but they do other stuff as well. And they're both part of this community, YouTube Helping Hands, which joining that, through them, I joined this community as well. And that's been a really good way to get in touch and extend the community beyond just Football Manager players and into players of other games. As I said, Heisenblog and Red Event Games both play various titles in addition to Football Manager, and then I met these other people, Kazgirl Plays, The Rugged Gamer, and Sephian, and so on. I met them all through the YouTube Helping Hands. So what I would say is, if you are someone who is you've currently started, but you've only got a small number of subscribers, or you're thinking about, how can I get started on Football Manager? This would be my advice to you. As Lelujo says, just go for it. Just work with what you have. When I started, I didn't have this microphone. I didn't have this webcam. I was using the built-in webcam on my laptop. I was using like a Logitech Skype headset, basically, with a little microphone here. The quality is not that great. The sound, the video, also the quality of my commentary, my editing isn't that good, but you just got to go for it. You've just got to start doing it. You've got to learn on the job. You've got to, it's the old dance like nobody's watching thing, isn't it? You've got to take advantage of the fact that not many people are going to watch those opening videos. Eventually you will find that your very first video will start to rack up views, because I think people just, out of curiosity, once they find your channel, they will go back and check out the first episode in the series. So that will build up eventually, but the majority of those early episodes are only going to get views, maybe 5 views, maybe 10 views. Don't get disheartened by that, I would say. Just enjoy the fact that not that many people are watching, so you can screw things up, you can stumble your speech, you can slur, you can and ah, and then later you can learn either to control that or edit it out, or both. Whenever you see a jump cut, that probably means I'd already started a sentence and then had to restart it. The other thing I'd say is, don't just base what you're doing on the big names in the Football Manager YouTuber community. I mean, of course, I'm not saying don't watch them. Watch them. Those guys are great. They're entertaining. They do a fantastic job. But I would also seek out people with smaller numbers of subscribers. Go for those guys like Grey Hair Gaming, Cultured Leftfoot, who've got a few thousand subscribers. Seek out those guys like Kyoto and Old Lady Plays and Ted Redwood and Rampant, who've got a couple of hundred subscribers. I mean, you might want to add Dodgy Gamer to that list as well. Seek out those guys like Heisenblog and Red Event Games, who are going to bring you into their community. They will, if you reach out to them, they'll welcome you and they'll help you get connected with people as well. Get yourself on Twitter. Tweet out, but don't just use it to promote yourself. Use it to chat to people, to talk to people, comment on each other's videos, build yourself up into the community, and then you're going to find you might not be on 5,000 subscribers within 6 months, but you are going to start building up an audience, and you are going to enjoy it. Being part of the community, interacting with people, connecting with people, exchanging comments and advice, that is the best way to get into it, to enjoy it, to do it as a hobby. Things like, am I going to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or whatever it is, and when can I set up my Patreon and stuff like that? I'd say think about that much, much later. For now, just focus on playing the game, making the videos, learning how to use the video editing software, learning how to make the most of your setup, finding those connections, build it up, and then Football Manager 2019 is going to be a much more enjoyable experience. And speaking of Football Manager 2019, I am about to load it up for the first time. I'm going to choose a beta save, and I'm going to get an episode up on that very, very soon. I'm Dodgy Gamer. See you in Football Manager 2019.